Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter.
What a fire intro. What is going on, everybody? Welcome.
Hello.
So, Christian, what you been up to? You had a pretty eventful weekend this weekend, huh?
Oh, dude, I am exhausted. It's been a weekend. Caitlin and I went down to West Virginia to the mountains, and we stayed right on the river in a little small town called Hinton. And it was pretty cool. It was a nice weekend. I bought one of these little cameras that you can pretty much attach anywhere, and I got a lot of videos. I have to go through and stitch the videos together, but
very cool.
Yeah, no, we went to see a lot of waterfalls. They have a big old bridge, Fayetteville, West Virginia. That Fayetteville, a whole lot nicer than our
God.
But it is now the second largest bridge in the world. The first largest was actually just beaten 2 years ago by China.
Oh shoot!
But this bridge was built in I want to say it was the 70s. It is this big ass metal bridge, and it spans like 3,300 feet.
Holy!
And it is 851 feet in the air.
My hands are already getting sweaty. They're getting clammy from thinking about it.
And I'm going to give you one fun fact about this thing that the tour guide. So we actually walked underneath this. We walked the whole thing on like a bridge, on catwalk, all the way across.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. But I'll give you one bit of advice that our tour guide gave us.
Mm-hmm.
So when they built this thing, it was back before OSHA. So there was no harnesses. There was for a 3,300 foot bridge. How many steel workers do you think it took to put that thing up? And it was built in 3 years.
Oh my God! They probably had like 1,000 guys working on that thing.
50.
Excuse me.
They had 25.
Oh, brother.
They had 25 on one side and then 25 on the other side. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna show. I took a picture.
Excuse the hell out of me.
So this was the bridge.
You want to talk about overtime? Oh man.
I'm gonna get a photo of that.
Put it to your right a little bit more. Perfect. Oh yeah, dude.
Thing was massive. But so 25 people on one side, 25 people on the other, and so the guy who was doing the tour, he recently got to talk to one of the steel workers. He's like 70 something. He's like 70 now, and he's like, "Well, what happens if you fail?" He's like, "Well, they had a giant net drooped all the way across the river."
Oh.
And he said, "What happens if you fell off is you would fall and you would hit that." You would hit that net and you would crawl your way off, and then you had about 10 minutes to go to the restroom to clean yourself off and get back up
there. I need a shower. I need a change of pants. I'd be wearing brown pants every single day. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. Oh, dude. That is
Um,
insane.
But that was
Jeez.
that was just a couple. That was just a fun little adventure that we had. It was for a year anniversary. But Jeremy, how was your weekend?
That's awesome, dude. It wasn't as eventful as that. I just hit the pool, played some golf this weekend. Didn't shoot awesome, but we went out to Wedgwood, had a good time. Beautiful
Oh,
day for golf.
love that place.
But before we get into the episode, I've got a great quick story I can tell you guys. So, Christian, the other one.
Yeah.
So this man, we were on hole 17, and just to make things quick and sweet, he got pelted by a drive off the tee box. It didn't hit the ground. It came soaring in at about Mach 10, probably 90 miles an hour, and hit him square in the back, like right on the right side of his rib cage. I mean, oh my God. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime, but it happened to one of my buddies that I was golfing with. It was something.
What? I can't remember. What is that a par? Isn't that a par 4?
It was a par 4. That man about over the green. We were like a chip and a putt away from being on the green, and this guy just sent one with all of his might, dude. Oh my God, bro. I wish I had.
Sounds like a pretty good shot.
See, it was a great shot. The guy drove up and he was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. We couldn't see you." And we were like, "Dude, no." And then my buddy Christian that got hit, and he was like, "Dude, you got one hell of a drive. I'll tell you what, you got some ball speed behind that thing." I don't know if you guys can see this very well. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you can see the giant. It's not that clear, but you can see the giant welt.
Boom!
You're right there.
You can see the dimples of the ball on this man's back. I mean, dude, he got hit and immediately went scorpion. He was just
Dude, I would say so. You just got hit with a ball going 120 miles an hour.
We were like, at the end of it, before the guy drove off, we were like, "Sorry, dude. We know you're in a tournament. We probably took about 50 yards off your ball."
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That was my eventful weekend. That guy got clobbered, son. Thankfully, it wasn't in his head or anything. So
that's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Probably within 5 minutes after it happening, we were just laughing our ass off about it, just in disbelief that it happened. We were just like, the odds. We literally looked up the odds, and it's 1 to 300,000.
Dude, my man needs to go buy a lottery ticket.
100%. That's what he said after he got hit. He's like, "All right, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket." And then we got in the car, and I was like, "What's your address again?" So I could drop him off. And he was like, I told him, I was like, "Yeah, that's." He was like, "Yeah, that's the address. Actually, the hospital." It's just like, he'll be all right, dude.
Ruptured my spleen.
Thank God he turned around, because he was sitting there he was lining his shot up, about to shoot, and I'm just sitting there looking out. And I'm like, "Heads!" And he just starts taking 2 steps to the right, ducking his head under, and then he just right in the back. I mean,
dude,
oof.
How much more funny would it have been if he had just like kind of turned around and just right in the nutsack?
Oh my God, we definitely would have been going to the hospital. I'm telling you, that ball did not hit the ground.
Man would have lost the ball that day.
Oh, 100%. He would have Neil Armstrong the hell out of him.
And it wouldn't have been the one that was driven.
Or Lance, excuse me, Lance. Oh God. But besides from that, welcome to episode 105 of your Unofficial Boys. This episode is going to be the Around the World edition. We got some stories, we got some beer, not too local, but we're just trying to switch it up, keep it interesting, try good beers. This week we'll be basically just talking about some Diddy news that's been revealed. Very shocking. Our usual friendly advice that you guys will definitely want to hear this week. And like I said, we'll have some local beer, and we'll also have some international beer. So you guys make sure you stick around to listen for that. Before we get into our bar stool, we are going to shout out our good old brand Shank It Golf. We are still with those guys. We still have a code if you guys want to save some money looking for some golf gear. but yeah, we're still ambassadors for those guys. I'll preach for it every time. Every time I went golfing the past 2 weeks, I've worn a Shank It Golf polo, and I've gotten multiple compliments from my buddies, from randoms on the course, from the starter, from the people checking me out in the clubhouse. All of them, where I pay, they're all like, "Oh, fire shirt, man!" I'm like, "Yep, I love it. It's comfortable, breathable, and it looks good. I mean, what more can you ask for, you know?" So definitely make sure you guys go check out Shank It Golf. They have a lot of new stuff that have come out too, including women's shirts, a lot more designs. They have more golf bags and everything. So make sure to go check them out. But if you do go check them out, make sure to use our code, Your Unofficial Boys. That's going to be a capital YUB, and you guys will get 15% off your purchase. So make sure you guys remember to use that code if you want to save some money. I don't know which one of y'all got that kind of money to not be saving money, but I don't. So
I can't buy anything.
Nope. It's Goodwill and clearance for me, my boy.
Yeah.
I mean, even this shirt was on clearance at PacSun. Okay. I mean, I didn't paid like half the price that it originally was. So
actually, I bought this shirt full price, but that was just because I won the World Series.
I mean, that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing you really care about, full price. But moving on from that, make sure you guys go check them out. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into our brews of the week. Did you stall that?
Yeah, I did.
We locked in. Too locked in.
I'll do the text.
All right. So to start out this week, I got like I said, I got an international beer this time. This is actually from a pack that my parents got me for Christmas. It's like an around the world beer pack.
Okay.
And yeah, this one is the Alamanza Pilsner by Brasserie Alamanza. So, they just
Lebanon. What the fuck?
Yeah, this beer is from Lebanon. Originally it's from Lebanon. I think back when the French used to control them or something like that. I read up a little bit on the history. But it's been established. It's been established since I think 1933. So this is a real old time beer. Apparently it's a favorite over there. It's a real classic. I think they have a German factory as well, factory in Germany where they produce this beer. But for the most part, it's from Lebanon. It's a Pilsner from the Middle East. The ABV comes in at a 4.2%. And the description they give to you guys is this is a Lebanese beer known for its light, refreshing, and crisp flavor profile, brewed by Brasserie Alamaz, a Lebanese brewery founded in 1933. It is considered a traditional Lebanese beer. It boasts a golden color, a vaporous white foam, and a well-balanced taste with a subtle hop notes and a slightly bitter finish. It's characterized by its light body, soft carbonization, and a refreshing taste, making it a popular choice, especially when served chilled. This beer is brewed with water, malt, corn, and hops. That's it. So it's a pretty basic beer. Surprisingly, it has a Untapped rating of 2.98 out of 49,284 reviews. So not too popular amongst, I guess, the Untapped community. But let's see what they're talking about. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It is pretty. I will say it's pretty. Sorry, I'm making that face because it's really cold. I put it in the freezer, so it kind of went down a little rough, but it does taste good. It has that malty smell and malty taste. It's actually really refreshing. See, look, I'll prove it to you. Just take another sip. See, no face that time. I was ready for the cold. Yeah, I could definitely taste how basic this beer is. I can see why it's just a classic favorite for everybody because it's nothing special. You know, it's basically a Middle Eastern Bud Light, I'd say. Like it just has a more clean taste and finish to it, rather than the piss water that we have over here that they call light beer. But I mean, dude, you can call Bud Light the American light beer if you want, but I stand by it. That thing does not taste good unless you had a 6-pack deep. Then you can maybe say it starts to taste good, but man,
no, I don't really like Bud Light. What? I don't know what brewery it is.
if I were to drink a light beer, it would probably be a Budweiser or a PBR. And I know a lot of people are gonna give me hate for that, like, oh, PBR is one of the worst beers, and it's like, no, that's honestly one of the most American beers you can drink if you're gonna drink light beer.
My favorite light beer, Outlaw.
I mean, I'm talking about American classics, something that everybody knows.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So Coors is a good beer, but I mean that banquet beer, I don't think that's considered a light beer.
Is it considered a light beer? Let's see. It's Coors Banquet.
I honestly don't know.
Light beer. I don't know. Let's see. It's Coors. No, I know Coors Light's a light beer.
Damn.
You know who we need to ask?
Chat GPT.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been using this thing a shit ton.
I have the app too.
Is Coors Light? No, not shit. Banquet a light beer?
Oh, that's great.
Coors Banquet isn't a light beer. It's a golden lager, so it has a richer flavor than a typical light beer.
See? Golden lager. That's why it tastes so damn good.
Okay.
See, we're all learning new things today on this pod. That's what
dude,
cool, right?
dude, I think Caitlin gets annoyed with me because anytime I've been using the little chat feature though where it talks to you, I just feel like yada yada yada. I just sit there and have a conversation with, and Caitlin's like,
what is that? Your best friend now? Like, what the hell is going on here? But honestly, I'm going to give this beer I'm gonna give it a solid 3. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this this beer a 3, just because, like I said, it's a real basic beer, basic pilsner. So it's not really like, flavorful or anything special. So I'm just gonna give it a solid 3. Might deserve 2.75 if we wanted to go really, or 2.5 if we want to go half, right there in the middle. But I'm gonna give it a 3.
okay.
I could definitely see myself drinking a couple of these if they were available at the store, locally. But I think this was definitely a special pick. I don't know how much my parents paid for this 12-pack, but there's a different beer from a different country in that thing. So we'll be trying it.
What other countries are in it?
I want to say off the top of my head, there's obviously German beer, but it's not like any German regular lager that is well known around here. I know that there's I think an Amsterdam beer, a Netherlands beer, and I want to say a Polish beer as well. So yeah, I'll definitely want to get into some of those and try them out. This is the first one I've taken.
You think what I think would be kind of neat to try? An Australian beer.
That might be another one that I have in there as well. Isn't what is it called? O'Brien or some shit like that? The non-alcoholic, isn't that one from Australia?
No, that's Irish. O'Doul.
O'Doul. Oh, that's an Irish. Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
Well, so I've got an interesting. Mine's a local beer, but it's a little bit of an interesting one.
Okay.
I'd forgotten to type up the description for this guy. So
just son of a bitch.
Real quick. So I've got what is called the Galloping Goose. They actually have a bunch of these Galloping Goose by Broomtail Brewing. This one is the Galloping Goose Cotton Candy.
Okay.
So Broomtail Brewing is in Wilmington, NC. This is a sour ale. And it is a 5%er, so it's about middle of the ways for sour. And I found a description for this thing, and it is Satisfy your taste buds with a true to style goose. This fruit beer is slightly sour, slightly salty, finished with a burst of cotton candy.
Salty.
Salty.
Interesting.
Yeah. But on Untappd, they got this thing rated with a 3.76 with 391 ratings. So it looks pretty good to me. So,
Yeah, it's got a nice color. I'm interested. You got a sour ale from Wilmington that has a little bit of sweet and salty in it, and it tastes like cotton candy. Well, it's supposed to.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
Yeah?
That's really good.
Is that's supposed to be? Well, no, that's a sour, so I would imagine it's a little bitter.
So I mean, I taste a little sweet. I taste a little salty, but I wouldn't really say it tastes much like cotton candy, though. I mean, maybe just like a hint of it at the very
Okay,
end.
it's on the sweet side, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can taste like the sweet and salty side of it. But
That's interesting.
It's pretty freaking good, to be honest with you.
Well, you got a little 4-pack.
It said, okay, so here's some data visualizations for you. So the salinity is derived from sea salt. Let's see. This is okay. In the logo here, all these colors or whatnot. Go to this chart over here.
That's pretty cool. Oh, you got wait, what was that?
So
Lemongrass?
Salinity derived from sea salt, coriander, historical flavors, lemongrass, aromatic citrus, and cotton candy caramel confection.
The water profile is from Germany. Interesting.
Yeah, Oslo, Germany.
It's an interesting beer. Those damn hippies out in Wilmington, man.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, right. But I mean, overall, I mean, I would 100% drink this beer again. Honestly, if I could, I'd probably buy a 4-pack of it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give this thing a 4.0.
4.0? That's not
yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad. What was the rating on Untappd? Did you say that already?
Yeah, 3.76 with a 391.
Okay. Well, so it's not very popular on the Untappd app, but
Either that or it's somewhat new.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's new.
Which actually I got a lot of stuff from my little adventure this weekend. I got a Red Oak hat.
Nice. Fire.
I've got this was so if their beer garden or whatever is freaking insane. If you're ever up by Red Oak, you need to go see that because it does. You walk into it, it's like a freaking German cathedral.
Yeah, I remember you sent me that picture. It looked pretty dope inside.
Yeah. So that was crazy. And then while we were in West Virginia, we went to one called the Weather Ground Brewery, and
I'm
that
frozen,
one
aren't I?
you are frozen. Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So in West Virginia, we went to a brewery called the. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look at him. Look at that handsome boy.
Hello.
Yeah, so we went to this Weather Ground Brewery, and basically they converted like an old farm into a brewery.
That's sick.
So they had like the you know how when you go into ranches they got the name of the ranch, and stuff. They had the name
Right.
They had the name of the brewery above the road. So you drove in, and then it's like a giant old converted barn that they made into the tap room and stuff.
That's cool.
And then they had you can go out the side, and they had like outdoor seating, and they had like a whole courtyard with like a stage, cornhole courts. It was pretty sick.
So basically, welcome to the Yellowstone Red Oak. is what you're
Yes.
telling me.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I like it when breweries actually try to get creative with their establishments, because a lot of breweries are just like tap room over here and a cool and just a regular little bar with some TVs.
Yeah, because they had a couple TVs, but in the corner they had a Deadpool pinball machine.
That's awesome. How is the sprinkler system?
They didn't have a sprinkler system.
OSHA gonna get on that ass.
Which I doubt. I doubt a barn in the middle of West Virginia is going to happen.
Oh man!
No, that was pretty cool. Kayla and I walked in. We were like,
"Oh yeah, I can imagine." Just thrown off because you're in the middle of West Virginia. You wouldn't expect, you would expect a farm, but not something that looked that nice.
Like seriously, we were going to it, and I blew right past it because I was like, "Was that it? What the
fuck?" Was that it? Oh, that was the dirt trail. Okay, all right. There's no.
Seriously, it's a dirt road that leads to it. I'm like, is that it?
You park in a horse stable.
Yeah. But that's going to wrap it up for our Brews of the Week. We'll go ahead and slide on over to our friendly advice.
Oh yeah, this week's friendly advice is good. Not gonna lie. You wanna? Which one do you want to take?
I don't.
You can pick two.
You can do the first two. I'll do the second two.
That sounds about right. That's more fitting from what you put. So our first piece of friendly advice this week is never tell a woman she's overreacting, or you'll see how bad it can get. All right, that's it. That's a keen piece of advice. Goes hand in hand with happy wife, happy life. All right, everybody listen to them. That's an actual piece of friendly advice. If number two is, if you want to responsibly use drugs, I guess that's okay, but nothing with syringes, please.
Yeah.
I think, I'm just saying that kind of just, it goes, like the first one, it goes hand in hand. If you're using syringes, it's probably not it's probably not a good drug.
It's probably addictive.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, use them responsibly. Coffee, whatever you want, they're all drugs. So
that is true. Actually, I don't know if you knew this, but actually a lot of people don't let their kids drink coffee because it stunts their growth.
Yeah, 100%. It stunts their growth. That's something that might have been something that you might have not believed when you were younger or something like that. But you know how they told you milk would help you grow your bones?
It's actually not true. It deteriorates them.
Yep, exactly. It's not true. So
yeah,
there's some things you can believe, some things you can't.
There's a reason we don't have any of those Got Milk commercials anymore.
100%.
Believe it or not, I actually just found that out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I never liked milk as a kid. I used to fight my mom on having to drink that glass of milk a day. But I'll definitely put it in my cereal. But yeah, no. And the reason for that is because we're not actually getting milk. A lot of the times the milk that they have in stores is just like they put a lot of other bullshit in it, just like everything else that we fucking drink. So if you drink actual milk from a cow's tit and filter it, then you're getting some good nutrients, obviously. That's what it was. That's God's creation that was given to us. But if you're sitting there trying to drink some 2% or 1%, trying to say that you're healthy or some shit, I'm sorry, but you're actually deteriorating your bones.
I don't know why, but this reminds me of a scene. I don't know what movie it was, but it was Woody Harrelson. He's like on an Amish farm, and he like runs up to the Amish people with 2 buckets full of milk, and you can see he has a milk mustache. He's like, he said, I got up early because I took the liberty of milking your cows, and the Amish goes, you don't have cows.
Oh God.
And he's just like,
well, I got milk. That's what you want to call it.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. That's great.
These next two. So number 3 we got here. So you can build 10,000 bridges.
Yeah.
Suck one dick and you won't be a bridge builder. You'll be a dick sucker.
Oh.
Just think about that. That can go hand in hand with the drugs.
I mean, it is an addiction for some people. I mean, you're not wrong. you can build a million bridges, but you suck one dick.
Nobody talks about the million bridges you build. It's like,
you could win the Nobel Prize, but ain't nobody gonna be talking about that if they find out about your dirty little secret.
Right. Oh, all right. Last one we got here. So never go for a shit on your own time. Always remember that. Always go when you're getting paid.
Exactly, brother. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. I'll die with that one. That one might be on my gravestone.
I don't even shit at the house anymore. Just to work.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I've tuned my body into where, you just go about 2 or 3 times a day, and it kind of cuts the work day a little bit.
Yeah, one time in the morning, one time in the afternoon.
And one time right before you leave, about 30 minutes before you're supposed to clock out. I mean,
I try not to do that because they say I'm fake shitting.
Not fake shitting. All right, you want to come in here and smell it?
I know. I was like, can we start taking pictures of it?
As I say, start taking pictures or tell them to come in whenever you're done or some shit and have the fart spray and spray it in the toilet. I guarantee you they won't fucking question it again.
Dude, we've got something at our office. And we call them the phantom shitter.
Oh, God.
Everybody
knows those type of guys.
Everybody knows who it is, but nobody can really say anything.
Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go check the toilet. You're gonna tell the guy not to flush, like not after a drug test, and tell him not to flush till you go check it out.
Yeah. Well, every time he goes in there, he'll leave. The person that goes in directly afterwards, it's just like, did you not even look at the toilet when you flush? Like,
God, some people have no manners.
And we're just like, I know the toilet at your house is nasty.
100%. Dude, working before we move on, when I was doing refinishing back in the day, like 7 years ago.
You told me a couple stories about that. Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. The bathrooms and the kitchens of some people's apartments, bro. I got one time I did apartment out in Raleigh, like on the edge of Garner, Raleigh, Cary, somewhere out there. I did an apartment. I literally had to run out of that apartment and take off most of my clothes in the parking lot because I had fucking what do you call them? Those tiny little bugs.
Not bed bugs, but are they the little
not bed bugs?
Chiggers?
Yeah, but it was
the little red bugs.
No, they were like bed bugs. Basically, they were little tiny black bugs, and they were all in my socks, all in my shoes, bro. They were they were making a line around, and I got bit all in my sock line. And dude, I literally took off my pants, socks. I left them in the parking lot. I said, nope. I literally washed my body off, called my boss. I said, I am not doing this apartment until they exterminate this place.
That might have been bed bugs.
It was bad. It was so bad. I get the chills still thinking about it, dude. That's the one thing I don't do. As a grown-ass man, I don't deal with tiny bugs. Tiny bugs are what fucking scare me, like ticks and shit. Because, I mean, dude, what are you going to do?
Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I had to hop into a backflow pit one time. And, I was checking out the backflow, and I just look over it and look on my shoulders. And I had like 1,000 ants all over my back.
Nope. Yeah, fire ants. I'm not allergic, I don't think, but I get fucked up by them. They hurt.
Well, I used to be allergic. Found out that I'm not allergic anymore, which is good.
It's because you're a man now.
Something
but hey, shout out to our producer Sarah back there. She let me know the fleas. We were drawing a blank. There were fleas.
They were fleas?
They were fleas, bro.
Oh
I was
my!
covered in fleas. I took my shirt off, pants. I literally drove home in my boxers. Thankfully, I had an extra shirt in my car, so I wouldn't get pulled over looking like a crackhead by the cops on the way home. But I literally drove home barefooted. I left my boots, socks, and pants in that parking lot, and I drove home in boxers and a t-shirt. No lie, no shame.
For those of you who live in the area, apparently the other day somebody was captured on film on Highway 40. So you know the 18-wheelers that usually carry like a bulldozer or something, where it's like the flatbed.
Yeah.
Well, apparently there was a flatbed, but they didn't have a bulldozer or anything on it. It was just a flatbed, and there was just this guy that was just balls ass naked. With Sperry's on, just riding on it.
Oh my god!
Dude,
he said jackass 4.5.
Dude, I because I saw it on X, and I was telling Caitlin about it the other day, and I could not find the post again. And because somebody was just like, "Yep, just another day on 40."
Oh my god! Oh my god! I wonder if that caused an accident. Somebody just being.
I don't know, but it looked like a normal like 50-year-old guy that had like eaten just a little bit too much. I don't know, but that ass is flat as a pancake. It was crazy.
Hey, somebody that might have had that drug addiction of dick, you know what I'm saying, might have caused an accident. Going, oh my god.
I don't know, but if I was riding down the road and saw that, I'd probably break my neck. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, dude! I would have done everything in my power to try and get a picture of that. Holy crap!
Exactly.
Jeez Louise.
But that's going to wrap it up for our friendly advice today. We're going to go ahead and move on to our unofficial news.
I love that one. The guy's like, "Oh my god!" Oh man. Oh god, we're getting into it. We're getting into it this week.
Oh yeah, this first one's mine.
I heard a little bit about this, but I didn't read too much into it. It's like, what the hell?
Dude, this is wild to me that somebody would even do this. So apparently, as everybody knows, right now Diddy is on trial for all the obscene things that he has done at Diddy parties.
Yep.
So something that has come out in the trial is Kid Cudi had to testify under oath. And something that came up was Kid Cudi says that Diddy broke into his home, unwrapped his family's Christmas gifts, and then shut the dog in the bathroom.
This man had to have been doing meth or something. Snorting the baby oil, you know.
Why not?
Yeah, why not lock the dog in the bathroom and unwrap
everybody? Did he have to make sure none of the gifts were from him? For him, sorry.
Yeah. He just wanted to go full Grinch mode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't be surprised. Did you see in that one year he dressed up as Joker?
Yeah, that was not okay.
Mans was acting like an absolute maniac.
I mean, isn't that technically whiteface? Is that not racist?
Dude, Drewski just dressed up as the white kid from the hood.
I saw him getting backlash for that, man. And I'm like, how about we just call it even? How about we just both can do it and it just be a fucking joke for skits, okay? As long as motherfuckers aren't going out wearing it on a regular day.
I was sitting there looking, I was like, God dang, Christian Harrell right there.
I mean, the white boy from the hood. That shit was so great. Oh, that skit was so good. I can't believe that was the skit. That was the skit he got backlash for. But
I know, right? when all the white people were like, "Yeah, that was pretty good,"
right? Oh man.
All right. Well, Christmas gifts from Chanel that Kid Cudi planned to give his family were unwrapped and opened. Dog was shut in the bathroom during the December 2011 break-in. He testified at Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial. Cudi, whose given name is Scott Mescudi, did not know that was his actual name. His name is Scott.
I didn't either. Scotty.
Yeah. was called as a government witness in the trial, which is in the second week of the testimony. Scott, I'm just going to say Scott.
Yeah.
Said he learned of the break-in in real time the morning after spending the night with Ventura at the Sunset Marquis Hotel. Ventura is his significant other.
Mhm.
He told jurors that one of Combs' trusted assistants, Capricorn Clark, what a name, called to say that she was outside Scott's house and that Combs was inside, or told him that Combs had forced himself physically to drive there forced her physically to drive him there. Phone as he rushed to the home. So he rushed to the home to his house as Kid Cudi's in his house. Scott added, "I wanted to confront him. I wanted to fight him, but he said he feared Combs might not be alone for any actual confrontation. By the time he returned, Combs was nowhere to be found." Scott said some gifts that I had bought for my family. I cannot read. Bought for my family had been opened. Scott testified of what he found inside, and then my dog was in the boot. So just a couple more key. I actually read the whole article for this, but apparently before he went over there, Kid Cudi called P. Diddy and was like, "Yo, are you in my effing house?" And he was like, "Yeah, where you at?"
What the fuck? Where you at?
And he's like, "Yo, get the F over here." And so,
oh my god.
And that was when P. Diddy like made his assistant drive him over there in a hurry. Diddy made his assistant drive over there in a hurry. And
right.
Whenever he got there, he was just nowhere to be found. And apparently his dog was acting very strange.
I bet you P did between them cheeks. That's what happened.
Yeah, apparently his dog was acting very strange after the fact. And I want to say it was Peter or somebody got involved. They were asking about animal cruelty.
That's crazy. I don't know. Was that the end of it?
Yeah, that's pretty much the end. I'm sure more crazy crap's going to come out.
Oh yeah, I saw just to touch base on the Diddy shit. I saw something about how he had an assistant. Yeah, he had an assistant that was paid. I want to say, if I remember correctly, it was like $70,000 to $80,000 a year. But the man was working 120-hour weeks. This man had to be up before Diddy so he could make his breakfast a certain way that he wanted. He was the guy that was like, tailoring the parties and making sure everything was good. He was the bartender at these parties and shit. And
Diddy don't go to sleep though.
That's the thing. So he would have to be up with Diddy, and that's why he pulled 100. He was probably staying up for probably 20 hours a day.
Oof.
I mean, it makes sense. He 6 days a week, 20 hours a day.
So was he the one making them roofie drinks?
Probably. That's probably why. I guarantee you, he was probably the one getting all the baby oil orders in, making sure they were in the storage room. I guarantee you, he was the one making the party list to make sure that there was the right cheeks there for his parties. I tell you what, dude. I mean, bro, that is some horrifying shit. Imagine working 120-hour weeks and only getting paid $80,000 a year.
They couldn't.
My God. When I saw that he was working that many hours, I thought, oh, this guy was probably getting paid like 1.5, something like that.
Bank.
Yeah, no, this guy was making around what fucking the average American in the higher upper class, job market would be making.
I don't even know that I'd work that many hours if I made like $200K, $300K.
I'd have to be the owner of a business making millions of dollars if I'm working 120-hour weeks, son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, dude, my head hurts just thinking about that. But besides from the Diddy, again, we're going back international here. We have a Norwegian man being woken up to find a cargo ship in his backyard. Yeah, this is kind of a crazy story. So
Okay.
you can only imagine. You can only imagine that, and you think that that's like, okay, that's the whole story. Then blah blah blah. But no, it kind of gets a little funnier.
Let me
So-
let me ask this one question. Does he live near like a bay or okay, all right. Now if he
Yeah.
just lived like in Oklahoma and a cargo ship was in his backyard, that would have been crazy.
Oh, then that would have been what's that movie? The newer one that everybody went crazy over about the Teslas driving into each other and shit. This is the end or something like that.
Oh, I never watched that. I heard it was terrible.
It was an interesting movie because I've watched it twice because I watched it myself and then I watched it with Sarah. It was an interesting movie to say the least because honestly, it's probably one of the most realistic ways that the world probably would come to an end in America. Like it was pretty accurate, I would say. Like to like how it would get executed, who would do it, why they would do it, and the outcome pretty much. Because like not to really spoil anything, but it's basically a foreign country making us like US people turn on each other. So it's kind of like how people are like get off my property type thing. It
That really wouldn't be that hard.
Exactly. So that's why I thought it was pretty realistic, and then it was just a bunch of hacking, But the story, it does take a little. It is a long, stretched out story. It probably takes about an hour for you to actually understand what the fuck's going on because just a bunch of random stuff is going on. You're like, what the hell? And then this really smart guy kind of explains it to the people that were staying at his house. But yeah, it's definitely a watch. You should watch it at least once to see how you like it. But because I take a lot of people's opinion with a grain of salt because a lot of these movie critics, a lot of people are just tailored to their own movies that they like. So they'll be like, oh, this movie sucks, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like,
yeah,
I watched it. It was fine. It was
there's
actually a good
been a
movie.
lot
I'd
of
watch it
movies.
again.
There's been a lot of movies where people have been like, this movie was terrible, and I watched it. I'm like,
It wasn't that bad. Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was pretty good. But then
Right,
there's
right.
then there's other ones like, well, this movie is awesome, and I'm like, this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has their preference. Everybody's intrigued by certain things in movies and like styles of it being shot, and also the whole backstory. But aside from that, a Norwegian man was roused by a neighbor in the early morning and alerted to an unusual situation: a cargo ship. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, a cargo ship in his front yard. So we're just gonna call this guy Jonah, and it says Jonah said he was asleep inside his home in Benetst on the Trondheim Fjord. I guess that's a canal or something, like a main canal that cargo ships and shipping containers go through. When his neighbor Jostein Jorgensen rang his doorbell and called his phone to alert him the fact that the cargo ship had run aground in his backyard. Okay, they switched back to backyard. I don't know which one it is. This is straight from the story. So, if the ship had hit the rocky outcrop right next to where it had landed, it would have lifted up and actually hit his house. But it had just missed it by a few meters. So it actually hit something hard enough against his yard to where it stopped the ship from running into his house, which is crazy.
I got just a general question, because all this is the one thing that's baffling me throughout this entire thing is how did he sleep through this?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think we kind of get into that maybe here. He might have been on drugs. Who knows? Because I would have
there it
woken the
is.
fuck up.
Yeah, no. Like, okay, just for instance, last night, apparently, because the place we stayed at, a train track was literally right behind it, and 3 trains went by at 1 a.m.,
God.
2 a.m., and 3 a.m., and every one of them motherfuckers woke us up.
Yeah, because that's a cargo train. That shit was shipping gas or military or whatever it was.
And them bitches lasted like 10 minutes.
Oh man, yeah, there's some long shipping trains, but apparently, his neighbor said he woke up just a few minutes earlier to the sound of a boat approaching. So he woke up from the sound of the boat just approaching from the water. He ran outside and attempted to sound the alarm. He said he was surprised to learn that the guy's house, his neighbor, he wasn't outside, and so he learned that he had slept through the entire incident. Quoted, I was sure that he was already outside, but no, there was no sign of life. I rang the doorbell many times and nothing happened. So he said he decided to call him, and only when he called him did he manage to contact with him and wake him up. So
I pray to sleep that good. I pray to sleep that good.
I know, right?
Oh
So
my
apparently the managing director of the ship company, NCL, he told investigators, he told officials that were investigating the cause of the ship that ran aground. He said, at present time, we don't know what caused the incident. We are awaiting the conclusion of an ongoing investigation by the relative authorities. He also said in a statement, we are currently assessing the damage to the ship. They don't care about the man's front yard. Yeah, screw his plants, screw his Bermuda, but they're saying that there were no injuries resulting in the incident, thankfully. Local police said that the initial investigation indicates that the officer responsible for the steering of the ship may have fallen asleep at his post. So we got another Mexican cruise ship incident. Remember how they hit the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah,
that Mexican naval ship. Yeah, we got one of those.
Was that guy asleep?
I think so. I think that guy was asleep or just not paying attention.
Yeah, because whenever that was happening and we was watching the video that happened, I was like, that motherfucker was like, you know what? I don't think we're gonna do it.
He was about 100 yards out. It was like, we'll make it. We'll be fine. Gets closer. I don't think we're gonna make it.
I could tell from half a mile away. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna fit. And then he's just like, no, we got this.
Oh God, dude!
Gets about 20 yards from it. It might be too late.
Hey, bring the sails down, Captain. We've already run aground.
Can we retract these a little bit? Sir,
nah,
wood.
We'll be fine. Yeah, both those stories are wild, but this is crazy that a guy slept through a cargo ship running into his front yard, and his neighbors just sitting there ringing the doorbell. Dude, nothing. And so he calls him. He's like, "Hello." Finally wakes up.
Maybe he had like some I don't know, his AirPods in. I don't know.
Maybe he had whale noises going, so he just thought it was part of the ship. I don't know, dude, but I pray to get some good sleep like that. I tell you what,
dude,
that is great.
You ain't lying, dog.
Oh man, that is wild. But that is gonna wrap up our unofficial news for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed those stories. I know we did, definitely. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to our unofficial thoughts. Oh, Christian.
Bro, you're the video.
I've just been doing both, just snapping back and forth.
I know. I went to go click unofficial thoughts, and I looked over and saw it, and you're like, Christian. I'm like,
oh man,
dude.
Real quick.
Let me just say one thing. Okay.
Oh no! You go ahead. If it's gonna be real quick, because I actually had something I wanted to ask you.
I think we're getting back into this because we're getting very talkative. Not mumbled a lot.
Yep. I will say there's been a couple mispronunciations here and there from but give me a break.
That's international. That's normal. Yeah. We can't talk.
Yeah, we can't talk and we can't read. We're a little dyslexic here on this podcast, but I think that makes us more relatable.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I speaking of we were talking about movies earlier. I can't remember what we were talking about, but I saw. Dang, Walker learned how to open doors. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't put it past. Do not put it past.
Oh my God, the man!
If
the
he
man
really,
developed opposable thumbs.
if he really wants to, he will.
If he really wants to, he will. That's not good. But I saw a movie today that I knew I was gonna love, but I did not think I was gonna love it that much. Have you seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
I saw the first one. The first one's really
You've seen
good.
the first one. The first one's great. I can tell you wholeheartedly, the second one is better.
You know, so I actually listened to.
We can hear you perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. Actually, so I think Ben Affleck was on Theo Vaughn maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep,
And
yep.
so he was on there and he was talking about his new account. He was like, he's pretty much like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this new accountant movie honestly might be better than the first one. And he's like, I wholeheartedly think it might be better than the first one. And he's like, the first one was a pretty good movie. This one's a damn good movie. And he's like, I say that, and he's like, I say that not to say that my movies are good. He's like, because I've been in some dog shit movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of actors have been there, done that. You know, sometimes you don't have a choice because of the writing. You just get paid for it, and you're already signed up for it, so you can't back out. But no, I can say that second movie was completely badass. There's a lot of puzzle pieces that are spread out that really makes you have to remember, not like, you know, wholeheartedly pay attention to the whole time, but there's some key moments where you're like, oh shit, that's from this to that, oh crap.
Yeah.
And dude, I can tell you right now that whole movie was badass. I was sucked into it the whole time. Couldn't take my eyes away. It was a badass movie. If you haven't seen it, it's free on Amazon Prime if you have a subscription.
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
already.
It just went on there, didn't it?
Yeah, like a couple days ago or something like that. So I watched it this morning with Sarah, and Sarah enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
it makes you happy.
I wanted to see that movie in theaters, but I was like, I don't know.
I did too. But I could say that they're like, just compared from the first movie, not giving any spoilers, obviously, it's funnier. It's a lot more dark and serious at the same time, and it also make you cry. So yeah, 100%. It's all around a great movie. Ben Affleck helped produce it. I think it's just a better movie in general because obviously they had a lot more aspects and a lot more backstory to it. Because, you know, the first movie was kind of just him autistic and being a badass, and then you get to meet his brother at the end. But him and his brother are in the movie like half of the movie together. So it was really good.
Cool. Yeah, and
I enjoyed it.
And I like his name, John. I can't remember his last name. He plays the Punisher.
Yeah, the Punisher. Yeah, he's basically the Punisher in that movie. So it's pretty badass. Yeah. And again, it's funny. It's a lot more funnier. It's great. It was a great movie.
So since you recommend a movie, I'm actually going to recommend a show that we actually just watched. And it's actually a little bit of an older show. It's from, I think, 2016 and 17.
Okay.
And it's a show called Vice Principals.
I've seen that movie.
Have you seen that show?
Yes. I've seen. Wait. No, you said it's a show, Vice Principals. I've seen clips from that show, but there was a movie I think before that show that might have been a little bit inspired by it.
Maybe, it was written and created by Danny McBride. So the dude from like Eastbound and Down and Jody Hill. And so there's only 2 seasons of it, and it was only meant to be 2 seasons. But like, so I gotta say, like, if anybody likes like Walton Goggins, like he's in the latest season of what's that show on the island where somebody dies or whatever.
There's a lot of
White Lotus. He's in the latest season of White Lotus. He's in Fallout. He's in Righteous Gemstones.
Yep.
So if you like Walton Goggins, he's like the side character. He's like the main side character. But one of the funniest shows I've ever watched in my life Like me and Caitlin and I started watching it thinking this can't be good. Yes, this
That
show
right
right here. This show right here. And I'm gonna tell you one spoiler just because it's gonna get you intrigued. But like the second episode ever on this show, like so of course they're both vice principals and they
Right.
hire a new principal and they don't like her. So they break into her house and they're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna destroy everything. And
Oh my God.
Walton Goggins like, we're gonna burn this motherfucker. And then lights a drape on fire and it burns the whole fucking thing down. And we're just like,
Oh my God.
dude, I'm serious, dog. That you can ask Caitlin, like, so we just watched Righteous Gemstones, which is an absolute banger of a show.
I mean,
Freaking hilarious. She said she liked this better than that.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That's hard.
Yeah,
hard
I
to
know.
beat.
She every episode you were losing your shit. Every single
I'm gonna have
episode.
to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that.
And,
Oh my
and
God.
it's only like 30-minute episodes too, so it's perfect.
That's fucking awesome. I love that guy. He said Danny McBride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is awesome. He's on a tear right now.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Like, because he went from Eastbound and Down to Vice Principals, which I don't even know why Vice Principal isn't as popular as it is. I think it just really wasn't publicized enough.
Yeah.
And then Righteous
Probably too
Gemstones.
raunchy for the general public, you know. A lot of raunchy shows don't make it too far.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like Blue Mountain State made it further than it should have.
Mm. Yes. Yes, it did. Like,
But I mean, hey,
well,
look at what's his name?
with men, it made it too far. Because
Yeah,
you ask any dude ever, I was like, you ever watch Blue Mountain State? They're like, yeah.
They're like, oh hell yeah! Yeah, I said any female,
yeah.
they're like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Or they hit you with the I've seen the first episode and I'm not watching another one.
Yeah, because Kayla and I watched Reacher, and I looked at her and I was like, "You ever watch Blue Mountain State?" And she was like, "No, what's that?" And I was
That's where
like,
you originated from. Come on.
I was like, "Boy, you about to learn today."
That's
we
funny
put
because
on-
I used to. Oh God, dude! I used to throw that show on, and Sarah would be watching some episodes, and she would see, you know, all the motherfuckers in that show, and then we start watching Reacher.
Give me a
and then I was like, "You remember who that is, right?" And she goes, "I'm like, that's Thad Castle." She goes, "Oh my God!" She didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, because he was like I mean, he was a big dude in that show, but he was not a big dude.
Not that jacked, exactly.
Like,
And he
he,
also
like-
grew up, so he got more mature in the face.
Yeah, because he went from that show, and then he actually ended up playing Aquaman for Smallville.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. That's an old show.
Yeah, so he went from Blue Mountain State to Smallville, and then he went to the next kind of big break he had was for Titans for DC.
Yep.
He
Yep.
was Red Hawk, Red Sparrow, something. I don't know. It's
One
kind
of
of
those.
unpopular. It's kind of an unpopular character, but he was kind of, to be honest with you, he was kind of jacked for that role. And then
Yeah.
he just, whenever he got to Reacher, he was just super jacked.
Dude, that guy, man, he's made it a long way from what he was making Blue Mountain State episodes. When that man, Reacher, I know a lot of people have probably seen that show, and if you haven't, it's actually a really good show. All 3
Oh,
seasons are great.
Dude, the third season is the best.
It's hard to beat because that second one was badass when he had his team. That one was a good
I
season.
don't know. The third season, like at the end of it, Caitlin and I were like, that might have been the best season. Which we've said that like every season.
Exactly. But it's crazy to think that man came from an oil change to that. And if you guys have seen Blue Mountain State, you know what an oil change is.
And let me go ahead and tell you, if that man does not become my Batman, I am going to raise hell.
Oh, I need that. That'd be awesome. I need that.
because everybody in their mind wants him as the new DCU's Batman.
Especially because isn't Batman 2 like not being made anymore? Didn't the director decide to leave or something? And
So
like
it's
canceled?
still being made, but I forgot the director's name. But he's not in it anymore.
Yeah.
It's gonna be shit. It's gonna be shit.
I hope not, because they did a really. I thought Robert Pattinson was a bad pick for Batman, but they did a really good job on the detective side of Batman for that movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that was the whole deal with that Batman was they were exploring everybody knows he's supposed to be muscular, can fight, yada yada. But why don't we explore the detective side of the Batman?
yeah, the world's greatest detective is what he's really supposed to be known for. That's his origin story, So,
but there's an interview of Alan Richmond, who plays
Reacher,
and he's like, "Oh, dude, you wouldn't even have to pay me to play Batman."
Yeah, that's been one of his dreams is to play in a like a Marvel or a DC movie.
Yeah, so like, dude, him as Batman, like he's at the perfect age, like, and they showed him so. They came out with a show called it's one of the first parts of the whole DCU. It was a show on HBO.
Uh-huh.
I can't think of it right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I got one more show that I'm gonna recommend to you, Christian, because I know you probably haven't seen it yet either, and we both need to watch it because I haven't seen it.
Okay, hold on. 2024. Hold on. Creature Commandos. So this was technically the first show. Yes. So it was it's technically the first show of the DCUs, and it kind of introduced a lot of these characters, but as cartoons of themselves.
Right.
So it was an adult cartoon, and I think in like the 5th or 6th episode, they introduced Batman for about 2 seconds, and homie is built.
Jacked. I mean, like he's supposed to be.
Yeah. But everybody in the show is playing their counterpart, like the guy who plays I can't think of anything right. The guy who plays the main character, he's been cast as himself in the show. In the upcoming like he looks like himself in the show.
Right. Yeah. Almost like the chick from The Last of Us, the black chick, the leader of the Fireflies, right? She was the voice actor in the video game.
Yes,
right,
she was.
Right.
Yes, and then they went on to ruin everything else in that show because they fucking hate it.
Okay, just to touch on that real quick because we're running over a little here.
We're running way over, but at this point, who the fuck cares?
Season 2 pissed me the fuck off. Okay, the whole season pissed me off. All right, the whole season. Even the very last episode was. How are you gonna leave us on a cliffhanger like that? How are you gonna leave us on a cliffhanger like that?
I understand why they left it like that, but they're doing it. They should have done it differently.
HBO is fucking it up.
So, for those of you who have or have not played The Last of Us, season 2 is about The Last of Us Part 2, and in this, something happens in the game that just traumatizes Ellie. And she goes on this adventure to pretty much get revenge.
Revenge tour. 100%. Yep.
Yeah. So let's say that without ruining anything. But here's my thing. We never got any of those psychotic Ellie moments. Like in the game, like you were massacring.
You got one. That was pretty badass. You got one.
The one where she was in the
red room. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was pretty badass. I will say.
But no, like legitimately in the game, you were massacring everybody. Like you were killing like 100 people, and you never got to see any of that in the actual show, and it was upsetting. Very. So that was one take of mine that I hated. Second take on mine, yes, in the game they are LGB, and
Yep.
how they portrayed it in the game was awesome. It made sense. It flowed. There was a lot of emotion. How they portrayed it in the actual TV show,
It was
fucking
forced.
gay.
Forced. It was just
It
way
was-
too forced.
It was terrible, and it pissed me off. I'm gonna be a dad.
I mean, dude, it was the main focal point of the entire season. It's like this is not what we're watching for. We're watching for her revenge tour.
No, and there's a scene that's it's one of the biggest scenes compared to the game in the show, where she comes back from the Red Room mission,
Mm-hmm.
and she is beat to shit. I mean, her face is bruised, it's bloodied, everything, and I can't think of anybody's name right now, but the girl's wiping her back, and
Right.
it's such an emotional moment in the game, and they tried to do that in the show, and it was like,
It was so weird.
"Fuck is
So
this?"
weird. But aside from all that, so we can wrap this up a little bit, did you see that the part 3 is coming out? The video game?
Huh?
Yeah, behind you.
Huh? I'll be back in one uno memento, Lord Vor.
Okay. All right. But I guess it's a surprise to Christian as well. Apparently, I didn't know that there was gonna be a third part to this game, but they just released. I saw a trailer on YouTube the other day for a part 3 of The Last of Us, video game wise. So that just means they will probably have to wait another 2 years for that TV show to continue. But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't played any of the games, but now that I've watched the shows, I definitely want to play the games and run them through. I know they're single player games and they're real dark, but yeah, I'm excited for part 3 because I saw the trailer for it and it was intense. I will say that it was intense. But the other show, before we wrap this up, the other show that I wanted to recommend to Christian to watch was season 2 of Tires. I had a good buddy of mine recommend that. Shout out. He said obviously the first season was great, Shane Gillis's TV show, but season 2 just came out and it looks pretty good. I've seen some clips and that man, he is a dumbass genius. That's all I gotta say. That's the perfect way to say it. He's a dumbass genius. That shit definitely nicked him. he got some other type of talent. I'll tell you what. Oh man. But yeah, if you guys don't watch too many movies, TV shows, definitely you guys should go check those out. Watch The First Accountant if you haven't seen it already. Definitely watch The Second Accountant. But wrapping back to it. Yeah, wrapping back to it, Christian. Did you not see the trailer for part 3 of The Last of Us, the video game?
No.
Dude, they came out with a part 3 and I'm excited. I haven't played the first 2 yet, but I'm excited. I definitely would love to play those games after seeing the TV show. I'll tell you that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
Have
I
you not
saw
seen it
where
on
that.
YouTube?
Let's see, YouTube.
I got a notification on YouTube and it popped up with like, the best graphics card and the best, all the settings and stuff like that for the game to show it like, the best of it. But yeah, it was part 3 of The Last of Us. And it looked pretty intense. I'm
gotta look into this because
Yeah, you do.
why is nothing coming up for me? But they are coming out with an Invincible game.
I'm dead. This guy's so hype. I will say,
It's like a what's the game? What's the fighter game where Mortal Kombat? It's a Mortal Kombat Invincible game.
really? Oh, so like Injustice 2 type?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm about to splooge everywhere.
But last thing, I was telling everybody that you guys, you need to go watch the season 2 of Tires. That Shane Gillis show.
I've never seen
He
it.
just came out with a dude. It's awesome, and I've seen clips of season 2. It's fucking hilarious. That I said it earlier. That guy's a dumbass genius. It's the best way to put it. He is awesome.
I saw a clip where they were like having like some HR meeting, and he was like, "This." He had see. So this is sexual harassment. You see the jiggle on that ass? That's definitely sexual harassment. That one. Because the lady was like, "Show me an example of sexual harassment without talking." Everybody was like, I was like, "What the fuck?"
And I saw another clip where he was sitting there and he goes, the manager walks in and he goes, "Hey, Shane, I got to run out for most of the rest of the day. So you're going to be acting manager for the rest of the day." And he goes, "No, thanks." He goes, "Come on, dude, get your toes wet, man. You don't want to step up in the world, get good benefits, higher pay, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "No, I'm good." And he's just like, "You know what? I got to go. You be acting manager." And his coworker's over there. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, Jerry." He said, "I will point a gun at you and shoot you in the head if you say something else." And the manager goes, "See, you're already doing a great job." And so he leaves, and then he pulls a fucking gun out of his fucking work desk. And he's like sitting there pointing it at him. And he's like, "I swear to God, I will shoot you. I will shoot you." And he's just like, "Please put the gun away." He's like, "I swear, once I get bullets in this thing, I will shoot you." The thing was unloaded. I was crying, dude. I was like, "Bro, this guy's an idiot."
Oh, okay. Well, for those of you who this is the new version of the podcast. We're only supposed to go 30 minutes, and apparently this has gotten away with
45.
45 minutes, and this has gotten away from us just a hair.
We're excited
because we're really talkative today for some odd reason.
100%. We got good stuff to talk about. That's why. It's all right. Though. It's all right. We appreciate you guys listening to us. Everybody that watches us week in or month out, whenever we release these pods. But make sure you guys go check us out on X Videos. Not the website that you have to go to the bathroom for, but the one you can watch in public sometimes. The old Twitter. Okay.
Yes, the one with the little bird. You have to go to the bathroom for. Yes.
Yeah. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram. We're not very active on there, but we are definitely going to be up and posting, keeping you guys updated with the stuff that we're about to be getting into this year. TikTok, same thing, not very active, but with Christian getting that new camera.
I don't really like TikTok, but yes, the camera thing is going to be amazing because there's AI editor. So if we take a bunch of clips,
and we'll be
together into the perfect TikTok.
Yeah, we'll be going on golfing trips here shortly. We'll be going on camping trips, beach trips. I'll be going snowboarding this winter, so we'll definitely have some videos for you guys.
You gonna go golfing this upcoming weekend?
Yes. Make sure you definitely go. You guys want to follow us on Untappd. Make sure you download that app and follow us on Untappd. If you want to find any of the beers that we've tried on this pod, we have all the descriptions, the ratings on there, and the app's really cool because it'll tell you exactly where you can find those beers locally at your stores. So it'll make it easy instead of having to drive from Lowe's to Food Lion to all those places.
Yep. At the moment, we have all but 2 beers on there, and that's from last episode, and that's my bad. I'll post them on. Good.
It's all good. They have hundreds of other beers to choose from that they can try.
Right now we have 200 plus beers that we
exactly. So make sure you also subscribe to us on YouTube because that's kind of where we're streaming live from here on. And it's kind of where we're trying to get monetized and stuff like that. It's kind of where we can really blow up if you guys share links or just view it, like it, comment on it, do whatever you want. You can tell us we're assholes on there, or you can tell us that we're doing a great job. Either or works for us. But yeah, make sure you guys go follow us on all our socials. Tell your friends, families, all about it. If they enjoy beer or stupid motherfuckers talking, this is the pod for you.
Yeah.
But Christian will he'll hit us out with the outro here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll definitely be back next week for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Peace.
Deuces.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Right. Price hit the top and it's going